What's going on, Super Channel? Welcome back. This is part 12 of the GS build. Got a couple more little stuff to put on together before we move on to the bigger stuff. So first of all, let's start it off. We've been waiting for this probably for, I want to say, little over 2 months. This is the ATF steel plate. They had these on back order. I think they had like some bearing or something on back order, and they finally got them in. So pick this up. The special ARP bolts that I guess they grind down to a specific size, and the torque converter bolts. So I know there's like a question of using the stock ones, which you can't if you have an aftermarket one. You can see they slightly cut them off and they know the exact size, so went ahead and picked that up. I have the transmission cooler that I need to find a spot to mount it. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to mount it. I have to put on the fender on this side and kind of put on the apron here, and you know, this cover down here, to see how much space I have down here and see if it could be mounted down here. If not, I'm gonna have to mount it somewhere else. But this is where I'm leaning towards. Hopefully that's the spot, but like I said, I got to put it together. What I have here, I got a pressure sensor, yeah, for the fuel pressure. I know I have that one over there, but that's actually the map sensor. I just had it there to mock it up. That's my map sensor. Is going to go into the intake. So this is a pressure sensor that I needed, so we're going to be putting that on there. This is the little check valve for the brake booster, and I want to get that line done already. Check valve, and it's a little stubby, but it's same one I have in the Supra. It's worked for a couple of years, so no problems there. Oxygen sensor, I got to mount it on here. So let me just screw it on there. So yeah, this is just gonna go over here. Nothing special, but let's see here. Come on, screw on already. All right, so that's as far as I'll go by hand. I'll tighten out with the wrench. So we're gonna have obviously this cable here, and then we have the MAC valve. So how these cables are going to be here on this side, I'm actually going to extend them, you know, run them nicely tucked down here in the back, so you don't see them. Catch gun's going to go here, so all you're going to see is maybe just this. Might feed it under the catch can lines, probably, maybe over. I don't want it to be too forced down. So yeah guys, I just got to extend these I believe it's 5 cables, no, 6 cables inside the cabin, and the 2 for the MAC valve, and then just run them inside all the way over there to the driver's side, but on the inside, because when Lando does the harness, I don't want it to come out here and then like feed 2 cables here just randomly. So I'd rather have the plugs inside the cabin, so you don't see the cable and you just see this little piece over here. That's kind of how I have them on the Supra, and I like it that way. Another thing that's new here is the 4-inch intake pipe in the intake. Guys, as you can see, the way the turbo sits here, there's not that much space like the Supra. It's actually a lot smaller. Like if you see my hand here, and this is how much space there's here. Remember, like I might even have to cut a little more because the light comes in a little more, so I might have to take off like another inch out of here so the filter can sit a little more back. So yeah, that's a new thing here. Remember guys, all this stuff here, it's gonna get powder coated. Even these pipes here on the side, I might polish the core. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm kind of leaning towards it because I'm not feeling that great too much. All right, tranny's out. Let's get on the flex plate and put it right back up. Let's see, I don't even know where to put this out of the way. Move it over. Just gonna move it over so it's out of the way. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm under the car. Transmission's out. Flex plate. This is obviously was not like this. I don't know how these things build up rust so fast, but look at that. Car hasn't been moved, hasn't been washed, and it's got some rust already. So I guess that's pretty normal. So yeah, let's go ahead, take the factory plate off. All right, guys, just finished removing the flex plate. This is rated for about I think 600 horsepower that I was reading on the forums. I'm sorry, not forums, on Facebook and what Pedro Baltic Super said. So this is not good for our goals. ATF here. These are the two washers, and I don't know what you call this, a spacer, I guess, and like a press washer for it. The one that you use is the spacer. It's the thicker one. The one that has the groove, the factory one. This one will not be using this one, so that's gonna be trash. This goes on the crank side. It's a spacer between the crank and the actual steel plate. Remember, engine side against the motor, and then this in between that and the crank. So it's pretty straightforward. Shout out to the wife for holding the crank for me, so I can remove the bolts. And guess what? We gotta do it all over again now to put on the new one. All right, guys, flex plate is on. All the bolts are torqued down, 70 foot-pounds of torque. Let's go ahead and put the transmission back on, and then we'll torque down the converter. All right, guys, transmission is pretty much back on. Just gotta do the dry shaft, exhaust. I'm doing the converter now. Just wanted to show you guys out that it has, you can barely see it here, but it has 3 different engines stamped on it. 1J over here on the far left, 2J in the middle, and then GM on the right. You have to make sure that you bolt up to the 2J side if you're doing it on a 2J, of course. So we're gonna put some Loctite in these, and 61 foot-pounds of torque. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a while since I worked on this thing. Hiram probably looked at it in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Trying to give you a quick rundown of the last I remember we did. I know we did the transmission. I recorded that. Installed the flex plate. I went ahead and installed the transmission cooler. As you can see here, I kind of put it in as much snug bag as I could. You can see it's solidly mounted on there. It has 2 bolts over here, a big bolt over here on the subframe. I drilled through. I cut over here a little bit. You know how this sticks out a little bit, so I was just cutting it. So I kind of trimmed that down so I could go all the way back. The fittings are on the underside. I need to run the transmission to the lines to the transmission. Let's see what else. A couple updates of new things that we got. These are the headlights over here. As you can see, the clear was starting to come kind of rub off on them. That was kind of bothering me on both of them, so I went ahead and bought new ones. Guys, they're not that expensive. Same lights, black housing, OEM style, just black housing. So I'm going with a new pair of those. Probably be listing up those for sale. I haven't gotten to it, to be honest, but it's been there. For anybody needing the part number, this is the ARP nut. That's the part number for the power steering bolt for the pulley. So I got to be putting that on. The biggest thing that we probably got are these right here. Picked up a set of BBS Lm wheels, LM20s for the GS. These are 18, guys. I know 18s is kind of small for GS, but I think it should pull it off fine. I ran them on the Supra for like a week. Color looked perfect. I mean, at least the Supra has a carbon lip, so that kind of looked good. I think they're gonna look really good on the GS. There's 19s on there now, but remember, these are chrome HREs with a flat lip. I wasn't too much of a fan of that. You know, they kind of did right for a while. I had them for like 2 years, so I'm gonna be taking them off and posting these for sale. I gotta clean them up. They've been sitting for a while, so I gotta put the wheels on. I might have to lower the front a little bit. Obviously, you see these are 19, and the offset on the BBSs are a little bit more in, so I'm gonna have more room to lower it down. So I gotta lower suspension. So yeah, guys, BBS Lm wheels. I'm excited about those. I had to actually drive like 4 hours for those. They were like in Central Florida, out west. So yeah, my wife actually made the drive with me. So that's one of those things that, you know, I used the weekend for that. Didn't do anything. What else? Over here, we got Freed Engineering. Saw Ryan posted these. I had seen them a while back, but never really paid too much attention to them. These are I got them in black, by the way. This is the oil dipstick and the transmission oil dipstick. Guys, I was gonna modify the stock one, but you know, by the time you do it and make a bracket, and I don't know, man, I just wanted something clean and quick. Remember, these cars are front sump, they're not rear sump like the Supra, so you have more stuff to play with back here. The front sump on the GS is over here, so you know, it's gonna, I believe it comes out here, and you could attach it to one of these bolts over here in the manifold. I think the front one, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't really tried them on yet, so I can't say anything. Transmission dipstick is back there. Same thing, I believe it comes up and it goes bolted onto this one over here. So yeah, that's another thing I got to put on. Remember, the intake is not bolted down completely because not only it's got to come out again with the harness, because most of the stuff goes on there, and, you know, run everything through, and the intake kind of goes on last, so it's just there with like 2 bolts. But yeah, I gotta see, you know, I just want to make sure it's 100% that it fits, which I'm sure it does, but you know, better be safe than sorry. So yeah, guys, I haven't done anything else. I'm still waiting for the fuel system. I started piecing stuff together. I have a list going on with Pedro from Treadstone. I'm gonna probably contact him this week and get that stuff in. Then I got order injectors, and then the triple hanger from PHR. So that's probably the next thing, and then the engine harness is gonna be the very, very last thing. I didn't want to give myself a time frame, man, because you know, family vacations are coming up, different events, and I honestly, guys, you know, I work on it as patient. You know, I don't have a rush to finish it. You know, it was my daily driver. I got a work truck now. This is just kind of like the second tour right now. So I do want to get it done, but it's not really priority, you know. But I haven't lost any focus on it. I'm gonna work on it today. I'm not sure if I covered that. The other fender's on. I'm probably gonna put this side on. I don't have nothing else to do here, so probably gonna put this fender on, and that's it. You know, I have nothing else pretty much to do. Oh, and I gotta take everything back off and get it powder coated, but that's gonna be after the whole, you know, fuel system is done, and then the catch can over there, which I'm still waiting for Eddie to he's got some stuff going on, and he's gonna ship it over. All right, guys, got a little carried away here, done a couple stuff. I haven't filmed it, but I wanted to give you guys a little update. I'm doing the wheels right now. I did this side, I lowered it. I want to show you guys, I may lower it like a little tad more. Gonna wait till they're all on, see how it looks. You can see the driver's side fender's on. Put both headlights on, both new headlights. I left the covers on just in case, you know, whenever I wash it or something, I'll peel them off. Since I was here now, I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage and see if I do the transmission lines. I wanted to show you guys that before I kind of got ahead. The transmission cooler, I'm gonna do a 90. This one probably bend back here, up there, and then over here on this side, you can see it's like right under the intercooler pipe. I'm gonna do a U. I'm gonna do a U and then run the line to the top, and then I'll curve it, and then I'll run it next to the other one. See how I can route it over there, along the engine side, and then take it to the back to the transmission. All right, guys. Wheels are on. I don't know, man. I think these 18s look perfect. I put on a wider tire in the back when I got these. Originally, they had 255s in the back, and I went with a 285. It's a 9.5-inch wheel. It's about the biggest you could fit on there. So the tire kind of bulges out, which is kind of what I was looking for. I wanted to fit pretty much flush with the fender. Remember, there's these fenders on the GS are not cut, the factory, but I think that's perfect. So pretty happy how it looks. Where you at? Well, guys, as you can see, it's getting a little late, so I'm gonna end it here, and we'll see what's left to do, because I'm already fried out. I don't know what else. I don't even know what else is left, to be honest. I gotta sit down, go through the parts, and see if I start putting it together. All right, guys.